my life. I put that on my life. I put that on my life. I'm gonna get it how I live. Life's full of temptation, money, power.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, Chief AdamtheGreat, for the Great Lakes State, coming to you live from the Ill State, also known as Chicago, Illinois, you feel me? Yep, and right now I'm in front of the house of the Lord, as you can see. And, we finally made it, you know what I mean? Here for a big business venture, you know what I'm saying? To hear some people speak, you know, about the big idea, right? Not even the big idea. Let me rephrase that. The big vision, the big dream that, you know, that's finally done came true. You know, that, you know, it's open to anybody, you know what I'm saying, who wants to change their life. And you know, what business do you know, you know what I'm saying, is demonstrated in the house of the Lord. You dig what I'm saying? So anything that's spiritual, I'm all in for it. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm not going to put y'all up on too much. You understand me? And I know in your mind you ask, what is all about? What is all about, Zumbrella? What you got going on? Yep, what I got going on is, I'll tell you like this. We're creating a movement to change currency into Karatbars. You do know what gold is, don't you? Yeah, so that's what we got going on right now. And, you know, down here, getting the knowledge, the understanding, which will create more wisdom for your boy, and get all the information that's needed, that way I can pass it on. So all I'm going to tell you is like this, right? When I come back and I drop it and I break it down to the lowest common denominator, you better be ready and you better be paying attention, because, you know, those who get left behind going to be left behind, and those who work with me, we're going to shine together. You dig what I'm saying? So on that note, I got to get into the event. I'll get back with y'all when I get back. Until then, this your boy, Chief AdamtheGreat, a.k.a. Chief Zuvilla Midwest, for Quinlanite Productions. Holla back. Yep. In the house of the Lord right now, you know what I'm saying? And this is the Gold Karatbars event. And, you know, getting it together, you know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing like being in the house of the Lord. So, you know, as you can see, this is what we got going on. And, you know, so again, in the house of the Lord, you dig what I'm saying? So, on that note, I just wanted to give y'all a glimpse of how it goes down in the Ill State. I'll holler back. Peace. What up, y'all? Man, it's like this, right? I've never seen a church set up like this. So I got to put y'all up on this. Dig what's going on. They got the flag in the church. On the unity tip, the international church. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is your boy. This is what your boy on. You know what I'm saying? Zorilla always in the zone. So, you know, I guess that's what, you know, the great at the end is all about. And you know, I'm always trying to find something that will help the people, you know, so we all can, you know, we can all strive it together and make it do what it do. So, You know, I'm here to get the information, the understanding, the knowledge and the wisdom. You know, I was invited by a mentor of mine, one of the great ones. You know what I'm saying? He throw back like starter jackets and fitted caps. He's the unknown one. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting right beside me, but I ain't gonna put all my cards on the table right now. You know, just know that once you get in where you fit in, if you feel like that you fit in, then you need to get in. You dig what I'm saying? So on that note, I just wanted to holler at y'all for a tick, show y'all how it goes down in the ill state, and I'll get back with y'all in a tick to give you more info about what's going on. It's your boy, Chief AdamtheGreat, a.k.a. Chief Zugilla Midwest, for Putting Out Productions. I told you, bigger than rap. I'm bigger than rap. And I ain't just talking about it, my actions speak. Word ain't never been a proof of truth, feel me? All about it, y'all.
Karatbars International is an e-commerce company headquartered in Stuttgart, Germany. It's privately held, has no debt, never has had any debt from its inception, and it is not in the agenda of the owner to ever incur or put you in any debt. Okay? Number one, we're full of debt-ridden world, aren't we? Okay? Now, this is your Karatbars team. That's Mr. Helsites in the front. That's Mr. Thomas Schroner on the right. And there's your support, your IT, your security, your delivery. Yay! Okay? What it takes to put 500 packages a day. Think about that. Okay, now, experts recommend, here we go. Gold is a safe haven for your wealth as preservation. Understand that gold metal is insurance. It's not an investment. Gold ETFs and stocks are investments. Can investments go to zero value? Yes. Gold, although the price may go up and down, based on man's manipulation of the paper market tied to gold, okay, the physical metal has never lost its buying power. What it would buy 100 years ago will still buy what it buys today. It's just that we see different amount in price. Next slide, please. Now this here, does anybody have $1? Yeah. If you want, you can take out $1 and I'll make a point. Okay? This here is supposed to represent your labor. You understand? That's what that is. That's a representation of the labor that you gave to somebody else. You know what credit is? Labor you haven't given yet. With all good intentions, you only have 24 hours in a day. So understand, this here is man's debt money. Okay? Now, if you have $1, this originally was worth 1.5 grams of gold. Did you know that? No. They're good. They didn't teach you that. They didn't teach me that in school, did they? Right? This original buying power. This is the buying power after World War I and World War II. This is the buying power after the Korean War. You want to fold it. This is the buying power of the dollar after the Vietnam War, and also when the dollar was no longer backed by the discipline of only printing money by how much gold you had. This is the buying power of the dollar after Desert Storm and the end of the Cold War. This is the buying power of the dollar after the Afghan War. We're still there. This is the buying power of the dollar. After the Iraq War. Are we going back? Don't know. Look at it. Now, if anybody was folding that dollar, was it getting harder for you to fold it? That's like you trying to operate with the programming that you've been put in your head on how to meet the needs of the economy because nobody's given you a new program update. And so the essence of what you're going to see tonight after this corporate presentation is the simplicity with God's money, gold, always equal to the task to extract it out of the ground. A natural and logical solution on how to unfold the buying power of the labor that you gave to somebody else, and you can't do it in paper. Okay? Now, that's the simplicity. Now, if you pay attention and you take action, because you never get paid for what you know, you only get paid for what you do with what you know, right? Right? If you do that, and you decide that you think it's a good deal for you is for somebody else, and you decide to tell somebody, they're not only going to unfold your buying power, you're going to be grossly overpaid for your repetitive actions for doing something and helping somebody else and not being stingy with the information. Let me tell you what a thin line it is that we're sitting here together. There was a man named Randy who called me after a year. He said, Dan, it's just not happening for me. I said, keep doing it. We showed the plan to one person, and that one person said, not now, for a year. And then out of the blue, after Randy called me the very next day, right? This man we told a year ago said, are you still doing it? He goes, yeah. Why would I stop? Good. Because you're the first person that actually showed me the business, and now everybody's telling me about it, so I want to get started. And from that, led 3 people to Derek Brown, and all of you are here because somebody said, I'm never stopping. That's the fine line. We're all connected. Now, I'm not anything special. Who knows what I used to do? Was a license. What would I do?
Repo.
Yeah, I was a licensed and bonded repo man. They call me Boomer. Hey, let me tell you, as that, they call me lots of names. But this is a family meeting. It's okay, love them anyway. But I've seen the satellites that most people haven't seen. Now, the solution to the worldwide debt savings and currency crisis lies in the very thing that has been here since the beginning of time, and that is that metal right there. Okay? So the solution to the worldwide debt savings and currency crisis is this. Do you get paid in this? Yeah. And so whatever happens to this happens to everything you kept in this, correct? And so what you do, you put this money in your paper money bank. And then you spend it, right? The solution is very simple. Is to open a free Karatbar account. No cost, no maintenance fees, no other obligations, free software to use so that you can take some of that paper money that you make and put it into physical gold metal. And as the value of the paper money goes down, which I have no confidence that they will spend more in Washington than they bring in, correct?
Yes.
So as the value of the paper money goes down, the value of the gold account does what?
Goes up.
Or it preserves the labor at that point. Okay? And if all you did was use the account like a lifeboat, but a lifeboat without Karatbars is a pile of wood on shore. Make sure you're not swimming with the sharks. It will balance out your losses. What if you don't have one of these? 2 jobs, 3 jobs, companies cut their hours to 30 hours a week so they don't have to comply with other things. Kids stay home till they're 25 and 26. You see apathy. We see antidepressants in our children. I think some of them are depressed. I just think some of them are just not inspired. Maybe we have missed that mark. And so we're going to use word of mouth together in a mission to teach the next generations to save properly. You cannot outwork an exponential inflation with a linear income anymore. You need a new program update. And this has no place to go but one direction, as every single fiat paper money has ever gone. So, the question comes about with this company. Next slide, please. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to turn it into this, we're going to put it in our piggy bank. We're not, okay? We're going to save it. It still forms the same money. We're not spending money, we're exchanging one kind for the other. Now, why are people raving about Karatbars? Next slide. Karatbars are produced only by LBMA accredited refineries on the London Good Delivery List. Why is that so important? Next slide. The London Bullion Market Association regulates all gold worldwide. They determine what is and what is not good for settlement of debt worldwide. Is that them? Okay. Settlement of debt worldwide. So, understanding the vision of Harold Sykes is whatever we have to do has to be and fall along the lines of what is already used as settlement of debt. So what you have is a very specific classification of gold, and that is the governance. The LBMA governs refineries as to what they produce and the quality, and out of all the refineries out there, there's only 55 that comply, that at any given time you can go and check one of any of the products that goes out of their vault, and it will match exactly what they say it's going to do. And if they don't, guess what happens? They lose the accreditation. So they're not going to risk it. You understand? They're not going to risk that accreditation and honor by not doing what they're supposed to do. It would be foolish. And believe me, those people are not. Now, so we have 3 different refineries that we use. Currency-grade gold is very specific. This is God's money. Okay? This 999.9 impurity stamped by an LBMA certified refinery on the London Good Delivery List. And those 3 things make this a very unique asset class of gold. There's lots of different asset classes of gold. And so our product, unique serial numbers on it, on the ingots, and on the front, laser etched to match a different hologram on the back. Okay? We have 1 gram, 2.5 gram, and 5 gram denominations. With that, we produce. Many people have never seen 24 karat gold. Do you know a crew gram? Crew gram has 1 ounce of pure gold in it, but it's not pure gold. It weighs more than an ounce, and it's only 91.9% pure. Okay? This is real 24 karat gold. No alloys, anything in it. 99.9. That's a 2.5 gram, and that's a 5 gram bar. What I'm going to show you here is simple, and we're going to go into a minute, but my entire business fits in a box in my back pocket. I can run it from a phone anywhere in the world. And so, if we take a closer look at these, the holograms and other features make this a recognizable shape, isn't it? How many of you have something in your wallet that looks that shape? You see the programming of the brain by familiarity? Okay? Smart. Harold's smart. And to know that this acts like a mini bulge around so you can tell if somebody's tried to tamper with it? Smart. Okay? And it measured weights in case the power went out. Think about it for a minute. If the power went out for a couple of days, you'd start to see things probably within 10 hours, right? What if it was out for 3 weeks? How are you going to buy stuff? You know what? We know we're going to turn it on, right? But what are you going to do in the meantime? Some of you might be able to use a word-of-mouth credit with somebody that you know. But you know what? I have full confidence that there will be merchants out there that would take that, right? To keep what would perish from perishing, right? Because if it perishes, then it isn't any good, right? So what I want you to think here is globally. Forget what's happening here. Because this is the world's exclusive reserve currency until it is not anymore. Right now, here's where we're at. 2 years ago, the government collected $3 of fees and taxes to figure out what to do with $1 to any services. Last year, the government collected $4 in fees and taxes to figure out what to do with $1. This year, the government is collecting $5 in fees and taxes to figure out what to do with $1. I can add. You know where that one's going. What if that happened in your home? Right? Okay. And so, the longer who's got a CD in here? Anybody got his money in a CD? paying for that? Huh?
Nothing, I can't see it.
Did you? Okay. Anybody else have an active CD? Nobody wants to raise their hand. All right, look, I like this phone like this, but I need to make for every dollar you got a bank getting what? 1%, 2%?
0.15.
If you get that, the real rate of inflation is 11%. They only tell you it's 2 to 3%, only because that's the core rate of inflation. There hasn't been one person in the administration for 40 years, not now, 40 years. Nobody's giving you the real numbers. Because if they gave you the real numbers of inflation, they'd have to index Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, unemployment, cost of living adjustments to the new rate. They can't. So they all give core rate of inflation. So if you add gas, food, and electricity, it comes out to be about 11%. So that means for every dollar you got and you pay the money back, you're losing 9 or 10% interest. Now, I'm sorry, I might be a knucklehead. By the way, I'm the Karatbars poster child for the guy who says knucklehead. I've done everything wrong, but I said, okay, that was a lesson you wanted to teach. I hope I don't have to repeat that one 5 times. All right. Okay, now, next slide, please. All right. The hologram technology on the back ensures that counterfeiters, first of all, the thought of them trying to counterfeit that, wouldn't they try and do something bigger? Right? Don't you think so? No. The hologram ensures an asset class that very few gold sellers, the company sells gold, that very few gold sellers have. So there's only about 5 or 6 manufacturers that have it with a hologram on. Next slide, please. The quality, the laminated coating is special, and that was an exciting time in Karatbars history. How many here saw when we had the lamination problems? Anybody here? Oh man, I keep a couple just for historical purposes. Man, they were. What happened when they left? They were in perfect shape, but when they went to extreme temperatures in a plane and no pressure, any little air around on the surface, and when they came, you could like shake them and they go rattle, 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 rattle. Yeah. And so, have we learned? Yes. Next. These laminates right here, they're heat sealed with the most specialized stuff. We figured it out. Now we have multiple lamination machines and technology that will keep this for decades in the quality. Next slide, please. Special lamination process will withstand boiling water for hours. Next slide, please. Extreme temperature, cold temperatures on top of that. Next slide, please. You can even bury them in the ground. And the UV protection will guard that heat. Nice thing about gold is even if it wasn't, it doesn't rust or rot. Right? Okay, next slide. Okay, that is why Karatbars are unique. This is a very special classification of gold, which allows us to do something very unique in the world and be able to offer anybody, regardless of their age, regardless of their educational status, regardless of their language. Doesn't matter which country you live in. Doesn't matter whether you drive a nice car. Doesn't matter if you live in a home that has wood floors, tile floors, marble floors, or dirt floors. If you have a desire and the will in here, you can build an income regardless of what's happening in your local community, even Detroit. Build a global income. Global. Makes no difference there. Okay? Now, next slide, please. And so the quality, value, and protection is evident. Next slide. In Karatbars, you maintain and direct and manage your own account. You don't need a broker involved. You can manage it yourself. Now understand, this is not Karatbars are gold as money in inflation insurance. They're not gold as a commodity. This isn't a program for the Wall Street trader mentality, and it's not a speculative investment on how to acquire it by buying low and selling high. This isn't a day trader program. This is your preservation here of the labor that you gave to somebody else. And the simple process, most things are simple. If you stay in this, you're going to buy less stuff in the future. If you exchange into some of this, you're going to buy more. It really is that simple. Okay? Next slide. We offer both delivery and storage for you if you choose. We don't make you do anything. The company does not have any mandatory requirements in anything except to follow the terms and conditions that they lay out and represent the company properly. Next slide. So free enrollment, free website, no cost, no maintenance fees, free website, no website fees, no other obligations to do anything in any manner, shape, or form. If you want to use it, it's a tool in your tool belt. How many people here have a tool in your tool belt? Okay? How many people here have a toolbox in their home? You got one tool, you got a bunch of tools in it. And when you need that tool to do a task, do you want it there?
Yeah.
You don't have to go try and find it, right?
Right.
So it's better to have it and not need it than to not have it and need it.
Right.
Okay? Okay, next slide. We have an affiliate compensation plan that pays you 7 ways. What I'm going to show you after this only pertains to 2 ways. I figure if the 2 ways aren't enough, what good are the other 5 ways? Right? Right? Okay, now. And so, next slide, please. The dual team system, which was born from our failures. We only got paid once a month in the unilevel plan. You know what? Did your bills only come in once a month? They come in week by week by week. Right?
Yeah.
And so you have to do a ton of work in order to get paid a lot. And